Hey guys, how's it going? I'm the Duke of Italy and welcome back to another video. Unfortunately, no music review this week, but I promise I'll be back on that trend next week. I got something that's pretty important actually for me to cover. So you might be wondering, hey Duke, if you're doing a talk in front of us, you're not directly talking about music, what are you talking about? Well, I am talking about music, it's just talking about a music board. If any of you guys know me, I go on Mew. Mew is a 4chan board for music. And before you click off my video, because I'm a terrible person for going on 4chan. Here's the thing. Mew it's a little different. Of course, there's some not fun things to look at on Mew. A lot of terrible opinions. A lot of generally it's kind of an off place. It's not welcoming at all. Like it took me forever to even get like a tiny grasp on what they were talking about. But it's a good place to get album recommendations, get into music. They have charts for dungeon synth and different kinds of ambient, and I found all sorts of different resources there to help people get into music. So before you knock the board for being on 4chan, just remember that it's not B or Pol or any other super awful board like that. I mean, of course, you got the guys that post the memes all the time, but it's actually a good resource for music. I would actually highly recommend it. The only time I ever felt cheated was when I kept seeing Die Lit, and I'm like, oh, time to listen to it. I guess you guys could see where that went. But yeah, that's Mew in a nutshell. So to better get you guys a grasp on Mew and what happens there, I picked a few memes from there just to kind of tell you guys how it works. It's not exactly the same as like Instagram music community memes where it's just spamming of the Blue Album by Weezer with different covers on it, or just, oh, here's Tom York doing something, isn't that quirky? A lot of times it'll be like the different Wojaks and different types of music. It's barely even a meme at that point, but you have all sorts of things like that. Like one of my favorite variants of that was a guy was like talking to a girl and he's like, hey, do you like, and then he listed off like 200 artists. A lot of them are pretty popular on Mew. And then she's like, ew. And then the famous Mongolian throat singing video guy shows up and he's like throat singing and she's like, come on, babe. So that's just an example of like some of the classic memes you'll find on Mew. But there are three in particular I want to talk about today. The first one is arguably the most important in terms of this channel because I'm actually going to be discussing it later. It's Guzik. It's just music spelled with a G. Uh, and what is it? It's just some guy says Guzik and posts a picture of a cat. And the cat is just kind of looking at the camera, and that's really all it is. And if you know how boards on 4chan work, there can only be so many threads active at a time. So a thread has to get taken away I'm pretty sure, for a new thread to be in its place. So some guy will just make a Guzik thread, and then lo and behold, someone else's chart thread is gone, or any other thread for that matter. The reason it's important is because I found a Guzik chart. They're just charts with cats on them. So I'll be covering that in a few weeks when I get the time. The next meme, Leland the Green Homunculus, aka Go Crazy. Now this meme I actually have a screen cap of right here. Hopefully I'm showing it. But Leland the Green Homunculus, I find to be probably one of the better memes on Mew. It's one of those famous like 4chan screen cap memes where you see a story and you're like, how is this real? Since you probably can't read what's up there right now, I'll just explain what's going on. So this guy, the OP, he said that he made a math rock album, and it was good. And he asked he needed album art. So he contacted one of the creators of the Damn album cover by Kendrick Lamar, a pretty iconic album cover. Not too crazy in its design. I mean, I don't think Kendrick Lamar is known for extremely thought provoking album covers. I mean, they are kind of just uh, there. I mean, obviously, To Pimp a Butterfly is a very interesting album cover. Good Kid, Mad City is very thematic. Damn is just kind of him. The word "damn" on top. I guess you could say that the skinny red serif font is important there, but for some reason, this guy contacted the creator of the Damn album cover and asked for some art. And What proceeds to happen is quite possibly my favorite interaction of any two people that has ever existed. So they emailed back and forth a little bit, and his instructions for the album cover were, quote, go crazy. And very little instruction other than that. And the fact that he's making a math rock album, you're already being kind of zany. I mean, math rock album covers are already kind of nuts. Like you got Houses, American Football, and Don Caballero. A lot of Houses. Another famous sort of mathy album cover is Spiderland. It's very bizarre album cover. It's kind of ominous looking, even though American Football is not that ominous. They make album covers that are relatively odd, and you could even see in Brave Little Abacus, their one album cover. They make a lot of ominous album covers, I guess you could describe it as. So when he described someone to say go crazy, what was produced was Leland, the green homunculus. So he's that little dude in the bottom of the picture there. That was the whole album cover. And yes, apparently OP paid $500 for Leland there. Honestly, I think he lowballed the price there. I think Leland is perfect in every way, shape, and form. I think his labors are worth at least a few grand. But you know what? To each his own. Everyone was complaining about it. I love it. Very nice album. I hope, just because of the art, Scruffy gives it a 10. Fantano's going to give it a 2, but Scruffy will give it a 10. So the last meme I want to truly dive into today is one I actually witnessed, where a guy was saying, hey, what are some things you noticed about album covers, but only recently? As if there was something to find deeper in there. And instead of finding some super complex album cover that was hard to actually decipher what was going on, and there actually was something hidden, he said, Year of the Snitch. The Death Grips album. It's a pretty interesting album cover. It's gross. If you've seen the album cover, it's right there, but it's gross. And he proceeded to say, it's a spider. It's not a spider. I mean, he tried drawing a little circle around the mouth with the legs. It's not a spider. So you got the obvious replies like, "Are you high, OP? Based schizophrenic, you know." And then what proceeded to happen is quite possibly my favorite comments that were added on. Someone took Soundtracks for the Blind. It's like, look, another spider. Someone took the first half of Powers That Be. It's a spider on the ground. One of my favorite was Ziggy Stardust. Someone just drew like 40 spiders. And look, it's the spiders from Mars, which is a highly cultured addition there. I like that a lot. One of the best additions was someone took the Spiderland album cover and just drew a giraffe on it. It's just kind of a random add-on there, but it was a good little addition there. I was a big fan of that one. Anywho, those are the main memes that I found recently, and that can kind of give you a perspective of kind of how Mew acts. I mean, I could go deeper into the memes of Mew. I mean, obviously, Die Lit. There's one of my favorite lesser known ones is pronouncing shoegaze like Shugazi, as Fugazi. Some guy said that. Scruffy's memeing himself. But it's a bigger community, and it kind of separates itself from memes of other pages. I think the Instagram, it kind of reaches a one note kind of meme quality after a while, where it's like, oh look, we got all these car seat headrest memes. Meanwhile on Mew, it's like, wow, you listen to Aphex Twin, I hate you. Really, the biggest meme on Mew is that your music taste is terrible, even if you just listen to normal music or obscure music. No matter what, if you like music, it's terrible. An example of that would be 2020 listening to music, or 2020 listening to metal, 2020 listening to hip hop, anything of that sort. But yeah, that's essentially the memescape of Mew, if you will. So anyway, I'll be back next week with another music review, and I got some more videos planned, so don't you guys worry about that. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm Duke Italy. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.